and welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. I am your host, Saieed. Thank you for joining us, viewers. On a night like tonight, some places very cool in Trinidad, some places rain. You know how it goes in the crop season. But nevertheless, viewers, the Trinidad and Tobago Chamber of Industry and Commerce will be organizing a trade mission to Canada later this year. This was revealed by High Commissioner for Canada to the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, Michael Callan. During the 4th annual Canada Caribbean Institute Research Symposium on Wednesday evening, he noted that Canada and the Caribbean are not merely friends or friendly nation, but long entwined economic partners whose trade relation predates independence for both sides. But the High Commissioner warned that shifting geopolitical tides requires the Caribbean to broaden its economic option and secure new footholds in global market. So Trinidad and Tobago, those, I guess they're going to make it a government and private sector trade mission. Let's see if we can join in later on. The United States and Trinidad and Tobago celebrated their continued healthcare partnership with a U.S. commitment of $6 million to enhance the safety of the United States through support Trinidad and Tobago health system over the next 2 years. So viewers, the U.S. is going to commit $6 million U.S. to Trinidad and Tobago health care. These funds will be used by Trinidad and Tobago Ministry of Health to enhance the health and safety of the citizens of the United States and Trinidad and Tobago by preventing, detecting, and containing public health threats. The funding was announced by U.S. Treasury Affairs Charlie J. Franter. Now, the U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention, the Caribbean Office Country Director, Dr. Paul Young, when they met with Health Minister Dr. Lakram Bodo earlier this month. The U.S. foreign assistance is part of the American First Global Health Strategy and comes as HIV/AIDS funding under the U.S. President Emergency Plan for AIDS Relief. So Trinidad and Tobago, we are looking forward for some new things happening in the next 2 months with the U.S. concerning health. Trade mission to Canada also, very interesting. But nevertheless, viewers, into the real news tonight now. Minister of Defense Wayne Sturge has confirmed that the United States provided radar system in Tobago will remain in operation indefinitely. He noted that the advanced surveillance technology is now critical to Trinidad and Tobago ability to detect and intercept narcotics and weapon shipment. The minister was speaking during Thursday's post-cabinet news conference at the Diplomatic Center in St. Anne's, Trinidad and Tobago. Listen to this.
Our radar systems are somewhat limited. The radar systems provided by the U.S., they work with drone technology and satellite communications and so on, so that it offers a lot more than what we have. And that is needed at this point in time to achieve certain objectives because, as you would appreciate, the fleet, the Coast Guard's fleet is not what it should be.
So Trinidad and Tobago, the minister was asked whether or not there are United States military personnel still in TNT Minister Sturge did not directly respond, but questioned citizens' rights for such information.
I will not disclose the numbers. That would be unwise. I don't think anywhere that sort of information would be disclosed, because that is not in the public interest, unless you can tell me how the public would be well served by knowing that. You have a right to know. Where you get that right?
This is my country, you know.
It's
your foreign military officers.
It's your country. The fact that there are military personnel here, does that take away from your sovereignty, or does it not add to your sovereignty when the enemy would be persons, narco traffickers, who we have not been able to contain over so many decades?
So viewers, I'm going to tell you something. Sometimes we in Trinidad and Tobago, I doesn't know what to say sometime, you know. I doesn't know what to say sometime, you know. I'm telling you, between reporters and ministers, let me tell you something. We were jokey at times, you know. We were jokey at times. No wonder why Trinidad and Tobago, we are so backward. No wonder why. But nevertheless, I ain't gonna say nothing. I ain't gonna blame nobody for asking or answering anything. It's just that we need to be more up to date in things that are happening worldwide and how to carry about ourselves. And I will stick a pin and I will leave it right there. Expanding on his refusal to release such information to the public domain, Minister Sturge said, since the 90s, Trinidad and Tobago has been at war with narco traffickers, but has not been successful in sourcing the flow of guns and drugs into the country. Listen to this.
The thing is, most of our murders in this country are drug-related, gang-related, and the weapon of choice, firearms. And what they are fighting basically over drug turf. So if we've not been able to stem that over the last 3 decades or so, and we are getting assistance in doing it now, should I tell the narco traffickers, well, we have X amount of U.S. personnel here, and this is where they are stationed, so that they'll know, well, how to conduct their business? No, that's not how it's done.
Meanwhile, Homeland Security Minister Roger Alexander also weighed in on the matter. Let's hear what Roger has to say.
We have entertained thousands of visitors here. Are we to look at them and say, are you this, are you that, are you this, are you that? Right now we have a ship right down on the port from Spain.
And we know that they are here.
And you still ask the question?
Trinidad and Tobago. Let me tell you something. If there, before I go and tell you what I have to say, I want to say this first. You see, security in a country. Part of my company, we do security and intelligence. Good? And part of security is leaving stuff personals. When I say personal, I mean, if you're on a round table, only the round table have access to that. I would ask Minister Sturge, are there U.S. officials in Trinidad and Tobago? Yes, we have. Can you tell us how many U.S. Marines are in Trinidad and Tobago? No, I cannot release that information. And it's simple. Why? Because it's security. There are things that the minister will be able to release in the public domain, and there are things that will be only discussed at that table. And for the last, me, being on television for the last 8 or 9 years, let me tell you something. Some of us in Trinidad and Tobago still don't get it. We still don't get it. Security plays the highest key in our country. In our country. I want you to understand that. So if you be asking ministers questions, ask proper questions. Ask questions that is relevant to Trinidad and Tobago. Don't pull out something from the dark and ask the minister and expect the minister to give you an answer. Don't ask him too much of security questions. They are bandits, they are drug smugglers, they are kidnappers. And many of us don't get that. We don't. But nevertheless, one day we will get it. One day we'll be able to ask the correct question. Switching gears, Trinidad and Tobago, we're going to the police commissioner. Alistair Guerrero has a rubbish statement on a body camera being worn on himself, but not other frontline officers during Monday and Tuesday Carnival activities. Speaking during a TTPS post-Carnival conference on Friday, the top cop said there were limited number of body cams. Commissioner.
We have just 180 body cameras available for service in the TTPS, and they have been distributed throughout the entire Trinidad and Tobago island.
All the body cameras were deployed during the Carnival period. Well, the 180 that are available.
Based on my information, what actually you saw was the Commissioner of Police showing the entire TTPS that nothing is wrong with wearing the body cameras. The members of the TTPS are not averse to wearing the body cameras, but at this point in time, due to circumstances beyond our control, we don't have the body cameras to utilize.
The TTPS is looking at the procurement and obtaining more body cameras through appropriate licensing arrangement, which can be properly administered. The top cop said between 2025 to 2026, he was called to pay $100 million for the body camera contract combined with a GPS contract, which already exists in TTPS. Commissioner.
Under a former Commissioner of Police, he would have acquired 750 by 250 body cameras. The 750 body cameras were not acquired through a proper execution of a contract. The accounting officer did not execute this contract. All right? The body cameras were purchased for $3.4 million, right? 750. And there was a Bluetooth feature added on for $600,000. So that's a subtotal of $4 million. Licensing and maintenance for the said cameras for the period 2021 to 2025 cost $22 million.
So you see, Trinidad and Tobago, when everybody say body camera, sometimes they don't even have the money to buy the body camera. Or you might buy the camera, but no maintenance of the camera. And that's a different thing. When you buy a vehicle, you must be able to maintain the vehicle. And if you can't maintain the vehicle, when a defect do hit the vehicle, what's going to happen? You have to pack it up. Or you have to sell it out. Or you have to get rid of it because why? You can't maintain. So maintenance is part of security also, Trinidad and Tobago. The commissioner also said that the contract was stopped because paying taxpayers' money for the magnitude that was not right for body cameras, which could be obtained at a cheaper cost. He drew reference from former top cop Ola Haywood Christopher. Listen to this.
She was going to purchase 3,500 body cameras. That contract eventually fell through as well because they were severely overpriced and the certain items listed in the contract did not meet our standards. So that was scrapped. So she started that process in 2024. And I came into 2025. So that's almost a year and a half after to treat with that contract. So you see the timeline for procurement in the public service.
So viewers, a report to the Homeland Security Ministry is currently being investigated into that matter. I'll tell you something, Trinidad and Tobago. You see, security is a high valued and high maintenance department. Sometimes we might take it for kicks on the streets, but the money that pumps into security, it has to be a lot of money to purchase and maintain. Same thing as vehicle. We'll purchase 100 vehicles, but what about maintaining the vehicle? That's our next thing. So Trinidad and Tobago stay locked down. We are in for a short commercial break. When we come back, we're going to hear the safest carnival in 20 years. More when we return.
We'll be right back.
Welcome to Real Talk Financing and Investment, a place where your loans are guaranteed and you're rewarded with up to 5% upfront interest on your deposit. Why wait when you can invest with us today and reap the benefits? Speak with a representative at our central branch at 238-6716, 231-6219, or 339-1670, or our south branch at 242-9944, 241-0543, or 339-1670. Real Talk Financing and Investment. Investment company just for you. For you. For you. For you.
At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the glaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concern. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
When life throws you a curveball and you need a clear path forward, trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
Welcome back.
So viewers, stayed on the Defense Minister Wayne Sturge. He defended the overall security and financial management of the Carnival 2026, describing the season as one of the safest in 20 years, despite incidents of violence being reported. Speaking at the post-cabinet media conference yesterday, Sturge stated that the event will be remembered for its strong security records. He also singled out Gold Commander DCP Suzette Martin, commending her on a job well done. Listen to this.
DCP Suzette Martin, and to congratulate both the Gold Commander and the Commissioner of Police on a job well done. I think this carnival would go down as one of the safest in the last 2 decades, if I can recall clearly.
However, the minister did not reference the murder of 19-year-old Jadine Roof, who died after being stabbed during Juvie celebration, while 2 other persons were shot in separate incidents in the capital. Now, trying to make out tell you this. For years now, if you have a beef with someone, don't go to Carnival. Don't go and jump up and play a while on the street, because you might get your death. So most of the time on a Carnival time, people who have something for people and they catch them outside there, trust me, incidents does take place. There is no carnival in the world that doesn't have incident. None. There is always something in some country, especially around Carnival time. And we have gotten so accustomed with Carnival in Trinidad that at the end of Carnival, the Wednesday we hear who died from who didn't die. Who got chopped, who got stabbed, who got beaten up, who fall on that truck. We always hear this on Ash Wednesday. Always, always, always. So it's nothing new to Trinidad and Tobago. What might have happened is that the number of incidents may be less than a few years back. So we could say things are improving. But nevertheless, viewers, pressed on whether those incidents undermine calms of the safe Carnival, still said no. Carnival is incident-free. Listen to this.
If you compare it to previous years, is this the first time someone has been shot at during Carnival? Is this the first time someone was murdered during Carnival? The answer is no. It is not uncommon. And the fact that you can only mention 3 incidents over a 5-day period, it tells how safe it was. No, I expected you to come with statistics to tell me, well, different years it had no shootings or no stabbings or nothing. You can't have that size of an event where thousands of persons are inebriated and so on, and from different zones, so to speak, and not have some sort of fiction and this sort of thing. This is not uncommon. But what we are saying is the very fact that you could only point to 3 incidents, you being the media, and not bring statistics to back it up, to contradict that this was the safest. And that tells a story. No carnival is incident-free. Was there ever an incident-free carnival in the last 25 years? The answer is no. If you are honest, you would accept that. And if you are honest, you would always, right. So you would also accept that I did not say it was not incident-free.
So like I said, viewers, Carnival is a time where if you have a beef with somebody, trust me, you don't want to meet them on the streets. Because with everybody whining and jamming, let me tell you something bound to happen. And you now, being the one with the beef, you'll be like, I hope near me John Doe in the streets today, otherwise you never know what John Doe could do, man. And that's how it goes. Because on a normal day, John would not go for dough. But a carnival, trust me, John Doe and his friends coming for you. But nevertheless, viewers, we hope that Carnival continue to be safe. I mean, it's obvious we will get incidents. But the number of incidents, if it keep dropping, it will be nice. It will be nice for us in Trinidad and Tobago. Sturge also pointed to what he described as a safe coastal season.
With respect to the situation on the beaches, we had put a number of initiatives in place because we expected there to be a great turnout in the beaches in the coastal areas, because that is the norm, that's the lived experience in this country, that quite a number of persons who do not partake in Carnival particularly the churchgoers, usually go out to the coastal areas to enjoy the serenity of the beaches. With that in mind, we called out all of the reserves. So all of the beaches, which we identified as the more popular ones, were well staffed.
Carnival 2026 is being described as the safest season the country has seen in more than 20 years. So far, 19 serious crimes have been recorded, a significant drop compared to 2022. You see, the media can come out and say, so Sturge, Minister Sturge, we had 19 or 20 incidents. In that case, he might have addressed the media different. But they didn't do that. But then say what? You know what goes in Trinidad and Tobago? When in a controlled environment. So 19 serious crime has been recorded, a significant drop compared to 2022, which saw the highest figure in the last 6 years at 79 serious crimes. That represent a difference of 60 reported serious offense. However, during the TTPS post-Carnival conference on Friday, DCP Martin cautioned that 2026 figures are still being verified. The final number could either increase or decrease. DCP Martin also noted that when compared to previous years, the preliminary statistics points to a marked reduction. Listen to this.
As far as 2020, we had 60 crimes reported. 2021, we had 74. 2022, we had 79. In 2023, we had 56. 2024, we had 53. In 2025, we had 62. At this time, we are still going through our stats. So I can say at this time, we have 19 thus far.
19 thus far. So over the years that went, we could have seen the difference with the report. Hence the reason why Sturge will say that this has been the safest carnival thus far. Now from 56 and 60 down to 19 thus far. Thus far is pretty good. Pretty good, Trinidad and Tobago. We may not believe it, but it is a change. Now, one murder occurred directly within a carnival event in 2025. 3 were recorded in 2024. In 2023, no murder were recorded on parade routes, though 2 killings occurred nationally during the carnival period. There were no carnival-related murder in 2022 when the COVID-19 restriction curtailed. So viewers, remember when we was in some goat pen and thing? I had to say it's goat pen, you know. Trust me, I had to say it's goat pen. Because them 3x3 and 6x6, it wasn't cutting it. When asked what could have been the reason for these major reduction, listen to this.
I am not a statistician or a criminologist, but there may be other factors, right? And this is still being assessed and analyzed by our by our CAPA department, right? Again, to venture into guessing, I do not want to mislead the public, but I can verify, but rest assured that diligent police work and leadership by the Gold Commander and the Commissioner is an important part of us realizing these figures. But again, they are not the final figures.
So Trinidad and Tobago, like I say, it is good to see us coming out in unity. It is good to see us can party in one accord. It is good to see us that when the world hear about Carnival in Trinidad and Tobago, They would want to be here. You know why? Because of the drastic reduction in crime. Who wants to go in a country where the murder rate is up? Who wants to go in a country where the murder rate is that we're running a race to see which country can have the most that are killing? But when you hear about within 1.4 million people, they had 19 incidents on a carnival, trust me, that's safety. People would want to venture. So, and this is what we need. This is what we need. We need Carnival to be incident-free. Not only for ourselves, but what we are tracking outside viewership. Outside people coming into the country. And that could only happen when you have performance. Minister of Culture and Community Development, Michelle Benjamin, has confirmed that the government is moving to expand the number of food and merchandise vendors at the Flavor Village for Carnival 2027. So they're planning to bring it back around. She confirmed that 411 applications were received for 2026, but only 211 vendors could be accommodated because of limited space. The minister said an immediate review is on the way for better accommodation in 2027. Listen to this.
What we are doing is relooking the space at the Savannah to see how many vendors we could cater for in 2027. This year we could have only accommodated 211 vendors, and we are looking to increase that. And with regards to how these vendors are chosen, we want to advertise earlier this year so persons have an open opportunity with regards to applying to become a vendor, whether it is in Flavor or just in the general space on the Savannah.
Now, viewers, limited space too is another thing. We need a big open Savannah. Event, food, guests, artists, music. This is what you need. Now that the minister has understand that we need to expand, hopefully 27 will be a blast. 28 gonna be bigger. Benjamin hinted at the success of the Flavor Village, not only for vendors, but artists. She also clarified that artists will be paid for their performance at the Flavor Village. Listen to this.
It was never said that artists won't be paid at Flavor. And I remember when the question was posed to me with regards to Marshall, I said that with regards to his backup dancers, with regards to the, I keep forgetting the band. I think it was the A-Team band. I remember the question that was posed. And I answered with regards to where the money went. And on that night, you would have saw that there was a drone show and different things that we gave to the public. So I remember how the questions were posed. And when it came to Flavor, I remember several press conferences, and we said that we are providing opportunities for artists to earn.
When you work, you have to get paid. Remember Dr. Rowley said that? When you work, you have to get paid. She was responding to journalists' questions regarding payment to soca artist Marshall Montano at Thursday's post-cabinet briefing. Marshall Montano also confirmed that he will be receiving payments. However, he said the price charged was significantly lower than his usual rate. You can't blame the man, eh? You can't blame the man. Equipment is very expensive. Very expensive. I mean, he has an individual with him coming out on a night like that, a busy night. Everybody needs to get paid. Everybody. So viewers, we are going for a short commercial break, but when we come back from this break, opposition rejects Zoso bills, but there's a reintroduction, and let's see how it goes when we return.
We'll be right back.
Real Talk Financing and Investment, a place where your loans are guaranteed and you're rewarded with up to 5% upfront interest on your deposit. Why wait when you can invest with us today and reap the benefits? Speak with a representative at our central branch at 238-6716, 231-6219, or 339-1670, or our south branch at 242-9944, 241-0543, or 339-1670. Real Talk Financing and Investment. Investment company just for you. For you. For you.
At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the blaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concern. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
When life throws you a curveball and you need a clear path forward, trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on a roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
Welcome back.
So viewers, the UNC government has signaled a potential reintroduction of the Zone of Special Operation ZOSO bill. The opposition is standing firm in its rejection, insisting it will not support the legislation if proposed amendments continue to be ignored. Opposition Senator Faris Al-Rawi and Port of Spain South MP Keith Scotland have both expressed serious concerns over a clause previously rejected by Attorney General John Jeremy. Speaking at an opposition press conference on Thursday, Scotland argued that the government should not rush to pass similar legislation without addressing critical issues.
I think that this bill should stay in recess for quite a long time until such proper consultation, meaningful consultation occurs. Anything as it relates to areas, and if it comes up, must be data driven and fact based driven, and it must not have the stench of political interference.
So now viewers, hear this, listen to this. Al-Rawi added that the government does not need the ZOSO bill to tackle crime effectively. He pointed out that joint police and army patrol can already be deployed to protect citizens, particularly in high crime areas. Listen to this, we'll talk after.
We still have the army, we still have the police, we still have joint patrols. You can flood the streets right now. All that you'd have to do is to let the police do the arresting, the police do the search. You can enter certain places without a warrant now in law. There's certain safeguards. What was the special anti-crime unit sought? It was the police with army as aid to enforcement, where the police did the arresting. You can occupy anywhere right now if you wanted to, lawfully in Trinidad and Tobago. You don't need a zone of special operation unless you want a curfew.
So Trinidad and Tobago, all I hear that? I have been saying this all the time for years. Random search in the community. random roadblocks, and you will get it done. I've been saying that. Finally, Faris admitted. Finally, after years. Kola, good night.
Good night.
Go right ahead, your life.
I just want to make one point. I heard you said that when people work, they must be paid. Well, I am working for a security company, and the thing is, haven't got any salary since last year, June.
Since last year, June?
Since last year, June. And
I'm listening.
Yes, every time you call out to find out about salary, they're saying the ministry hasn't paid as yet.
What company is this?
I am working in a school. I am securing a school.
What company is this?
Sure Security.
Sure Security?
Yes.
So you are saying that you are a security at a school?
Yes.
Right. And you work for Sure?
Yes.
Sure Security. And they has not paid you since June last year?
That's right.
Wow.
That's right. It's unbearable.
That is unbearable. But let me ask you a question.
Yes.
How have you been maintaining yourself since June last year to now?
Oh, sometimes my husband have to make little odds and ends. He has to go and do little construction work.
Okay, I understand. But have you tried to get into the company to find out what was the problem and why they didn't pay you? Because I doubt a government wouldn't pay a security company.
Exactly. The thing is, they keep saying the ministry not paying. The ministry not paying them.
So if the ministry not paying, why they keep sending out workers?
And they're not paying the workers, and the workers not saying anything. Some of the workers staying on the job site because they have no money to go home. They have no money to travel.
I understand. Thank you so much for highlighting the matter. Hopefully someone from the ministry concerning contracts to security firms can verify this and probably put out a statement.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, my dear. Hey, that's sad, you know. Since June 2025 to now, wow. Well, let's hope that Sure Security put out some sort of ad or advertisement or something concerning this issue, because this madness. You can't be working for somebody and ain't get paid. That's madness. Hopefully, the ministry would look into this. So, Trinidad and Tobago, more than 100 amendments were proposed by the opposition and the independent senator, but all were rejected by Jeremy. The bill ultimately collapsed in the Senate last month after 8 independent senators voted against it. What was so wrong in the bill? We don't know. They didn't make it public. But nevertheless, viewers, the University of West Indies St. Augustine campus is hosting a high-level Canada Caribbean Research Symposium aimed at redefining security in an increasingly uncertain and versatile global landscape. Regional leaders, leading academic and key policymakers conveyed at the campus for the 4th staging of the Canada Caribbean Research Symposium. Uniting experts and insights to craft forward-thinking solution through research-driven collaboration. Principal of UWI, Professor Rose Marie Belly. Listen to this. Listen to what the professor.
In this, what I consider to be a pivotal moment, we are bound by a shared obligation to collaboratively forge tools, policies, and systems that will ensure the safety and well-being of our populations in this very unpredictable world. And our academic community is actively shaping regional and sometimes global discussions.
Professor stated that universities are increasingly playing a central role in shaping public policies and guiding regional response to global challenges. In keeping with the government mandate, Parliamentarian Secretary in the Ministry of People, Social Development and Family Service, Dr. Natalie Chaitan Maraj, emphasized the importance of investing in people as part of a broader national security strategy. Listen.
Security today extends far beyond borders and law enforcement. It encompasses economic stability, social resilience, food and health systems, climate preparedness, and the well-being of our most vulnerable citizens, which is near and dear to me and to our ministry. As a region, we continue to confront long-standing challenges like poverty, inequality, and social vulnerabilities that can undermine community stability.
So viewers, the symposium also highlights the long-standing partnership between Canada and the Caribbean, bringing together researchers, institutions from both sides of the region. Listen to this.
It's important because it is a research symposium, really bringing some of the best minds from across the Caribbean region and what I'll call today the region of Canada, made up of all these provinces. So in many ways, we are two regions when we think of it that way. I also bring greetings from a vibrant and very, very warm population of Canadians who have strong ties to the Caribbean.
So hopefully we as Trinidadians will get involved some more, find out what there is on the other side of the Caribbean, and maybe we can brighten up our future right here. Energy Minister Dr. Ruda Munil has stated that a key moment of the Guyana Energy Conference for Trinidad and Tobago was a meeting with Saudi financial officials where discussions are centered on the future of Pointe-à-Pitre and the refinery. So, let's hope. Good news. Listen to this.
A highlight, of course, was meeting officials, representatives from the financial community in Saudi Arabia as well, where we discussed matters pertaining to the refinery. We met with Orlando as well, discussing refinery issues and update, and several other players who would have an interest in the refinery, since it is a front burner issue for us at this time.
So viewers, Dr. Munir also said the talks extended to the Guyanese government and its regulatory bodies to review with the collaboration between two nations.
We were able to meet with the Guyanese government and authorities, and we have been progressing dialogue on collaboration, synthesizing really our different approaches and sharing our experience in terms of the oil and gas sector. I'm extremely heartened that Excellency Saieed Ali has taken a personal interest in Trinidad and Tobago's energy development at this time. We expressed regret that over the last few years, there appeared to be very little interest on the part of Trinidad and Tobago, and that relationship was indeed cold.
So viewers, the Energy Minister added that he hopes there can be further collaboration with Guyana and Suriname on several oil and gas projects and downstream activities. Meanwhile, former Energy Minister Stuart Young is hitting back at Prime Minister Prasad Bisesa, alleging that the current government is repackaging PNM achievements while the local industrial landscape suffers. They're who talking now? Stuart Young. He claimed it was the PNM administration that signed agreement with Guyana and Suriname to collaborate in the energy sector. Stuart, let me tell you something. It doesn't matter what your administration did. You were there for a time. For a time. 10 years. 9.5 years. No growth in Trinidad and Tobago. Economy on a downgrade. Companies shutting down. But here you are boasting about the P&M administration. Keep in mind, it was the US government that revoked all the license. Keep that in mind. Why did they do that? Why did the US government revoke the OFAC license from the P&M administration? Do you care to tell the public that, Stuart Young? Do you care to tell the public that? Or you decide now to keep that in the back and not let it surface? Why? Why? You all boasting you had the license, all the sign agreement, but yet the dragon ain't dancing under all the administration. Yet. But today you're on a platform telling Trinidad and Tobago that you all did X, you all did Y, you all did Z, you all did A, you all did B. But Trinidad and Tobago was collapsing. Yes, you all had talks. All got the OFAC license revoked. So what next? What next? You're going to say because of you now, or because of the P&M administration now, the US decided to grant Kamala the license? Governor man, Stuart Young man, deal with the times as you're rolling. Deal with it as you're moving forward. The past is the past. You forgot, Stuart Young, that Dr. Keith Rowley, who was the Prime Minister before you, said to Trinidad and Tobago citizens, if they don't get that deal, we cook. You forgot that? So when the US revoked the license, what happened? What happened? And this is what I don't understand. We ain't get gas, we ain't get oil. Millions of US dollars from Trinidad spent in Venezuela, no progress. None. So Stuart Young here now is saying, he warns that the current government lacks direct negotiation with Caracas, and this is a step back. Stuart Young, I'll tell you something. You and your government may go to Caracas, but the UNC administration, they went to Venezuela. Deal with it. You had your time, you became a minister for a month, and your time passed. And your time passed. And this is what I can say. Stop picking up the past. You were there. You were there. Now you're not there anymore. Renegotiations. New documents. New negotiation. New platter. What did you all did so bad that the US administration had to revoke all the license, OFAC license? What did you all did so bad that caused that dragon not to dance? Why don't you tell Trinidad and Tobago what you all did? Why don't you tell Trinidad and Tobago what you all didn't take heed of? And this is the problem we have today. This is the problem we have today. You all did this, you all did that, you all did the next, until today. Business was shutting down in the country. It's sad. The economy collapsed. Under the administration, we were the 6th highest ranking with criminal activity. So relax yourself, Stuart Young. You had your time. Relax yourself. You had your time. Now is somebody else there? Let them do the job. You're in your position. I understand you have to defend your party. I understand that. But one thing, Trinidad and Tobago, they have seen what you all did. I don't have to tell them. I'll just remind them. But they have seen what the PNM administration did. Imagine. Imagine as a PNM lawyers went to court with a CPAP contractor. When the S-boss was really to defend the ministers who got contracts. It's sad. It's really sad. Contract signing without proper procurement. And that was okay with all you. That was okay. Taxpayers' dollars being spent, no accountability, and that was okay. Now the table is turned. Accountability time. So viewers, we're out of time for tonight, but nevertheless, we do hope you enjoy viewing Real Talk with Saieed Ali, where we bring the facts and the reality to you as a citizen of this country. So until we meet again, viewers, be safe and good night.